Hello True Believer. So we're going to finish off the iPhone tutorial series that we've been working through. And the last thing that we need to work on is the working drawing. Okay, so the working drawing looks like this. So basically you have the images from different perspectives. So this is the front and these are the sides of a particular product. And it's all drawn to scale with all the measurements measured on the side here. Okay, so let's just open up Inventor and begin. So the first thing is you open up the IPT file for your iPhone. This will make it, when we actually create the drawing, a lot easier. So we go to new, and we want to create down here to ANSI millimeters under the drawing option. So it's a .idw file. So open that up, and that's what it should look like. Now to begin with, we start with the base. And because we already have that iPhone file open, it already has accepted that this is what we're going to be drawing. Okay, now if you notice as I move this mouse around, it's got little diagrams. That's all the different views from the front view. So if you've drawn this iPhone to scale like I started with, it will automatically have it all set up already for you. So you click OK, and there's our iPhone. Alright, now just undo that just to show you what would happen if I rotated this. So if I can rotate around all the different views, exactly the same as what we've done before. You can drag it, or you can click the home and make that perspective view like that, or rotate it around. Okay, but if we've drawn this properly, it shouldn't be a big deal. Now if I want to automatically put it in the top view and the side view, I just move my mouse up here and then click, and the side view goes there. And then if I move this mouse around up to here, I get a nice isometric view of the product. Okay, now if I press OK, we have pretty much our working drawings all done, and these are all done to scale. Okay, so then the next bit is we might want to change the scale. So say this isometric view here, if we double click on it, if we go down here to 2:1, that will increase the size of it. And because it's an isometric view, we might want to have it all shaded in so that we get an idea of what our product looks like. And then press OK. If I want to move these ones around, see how they're moved all in scale? Oh, sorry, in sync. So that's another option that you can do if you feel that your product hasn't been aligned properly, you don't have enough space. Okay, the other thing is we then need to label it. So if we double click on this image again and go up here to the light bulb, so toggle label visibility, and then we want to edit what it says. So just delete all that, and we call that the front view. Okay, and then same up here, go OK. So now, if we zoomed in, there's our front view. Now if we move this around, that front view will be locked onto it. Okay, so when we add the dimensions later, that's why we never add dimensions below it, because that is where the label should be. If you do any annotations, you add a text box and we move that around, it won't keep it in sync. So that's why we use that particular method. Okay. So what else? We need to do the top view. So we go up here, double click, light bulb, edit, delete all that, and we'll go top view. And then we'll do double click on this one, light bulb, side view, and we'll go up the top here, and okay, sorry, click on that one, light bulb, this one, and this is an isometric view, then okay. So now, if we click OK, all our drawings are now appropriately labelled with what they are. Okay. Right, so because this is 1:1, if for some reason it didn't show enough, we can blow this up as well. So we could go 2:1 and then move that diagram up. Yeah, if we felt that's what the dimensions needed to be. So you can just undo that and it goes back down to this value. Right, the next bit is we're going to add some of the dimensions of this product. So we go across here to annotate, and we want to use the dimensions tool. If you ever want to get out of the dimensions tool, you press escape, but we want to start using it. So click on dimensions, and we want to do the widest possible dimensions of this iPhone. So if we go from here and we click on that line where it's blue, then click on that other line, we've got our 78mm that we measured originally. Okay, so with dimensions, they always go to the top or the side. They never go underneath the product. Okay, that's just a standard. Now, because this is the base dimensions or the biggest dimensions of the iPhone, we want to move it up to the top. Okay, so we move it all the way as far as we can to the top. That's just so we don't have any overlaps underneath it. Okay, because there'll be other things that we'll be measuring. So there's our 78. We then want to go and do, let's say, the screen. So we're still in the dimensions tool, and let's go on this one and this one. And there's the 68mm that we know when we built the screen. Okay, just make sure that always has the less than or greater than symbol. Sometimes some other symbols have been popping up for me. Then let's go in here. If we want to do the rectangle that we filtered, instead of just clicking here and here, we're going to click on the sides, like so, and then there's the 11mm of our rectangle. Okay, and that goes all the way up to the top here. The other thing that we need to do is the actual height dimensions. So if we go along here to the height and click on that and that, there's the height. Now see how it's come up with that weird symbol. Just get rid of that last one and just two less than, two greater than symbols, then okay. Okay, so there's the height of our, and then if we want to do the screen height, click on that, and there we go. Again, just delete, and then okay. Right, other things that we need to take in consideration are these little objects in the center here. So if we want to work out the actual position of this or how far down it is, we need to do it relative to the edges of the shape. Okay, so if I want to work out where the center of this circle is, or the little cylinder for the light, I go here until I get the green little dot, and then I click on this, and there it shows me. Okay, so that's 7mm down. Now, like I said at the very beginning, you want to try and put as many of these dimensions in as possible and try and keep it clean so that you can read it. Okay, so there's the 7mm down, and then if I want to work out what the radius or the diameter of this is, same thing, click on this dimension tool, and you just keep going until you get the little arrow to either side. So this is going to show us the diameter with this symbol here, just to show the diameter. Okay, right, and then the other thing that I might want to show is how far down this is. So if I want to show the fillet that has occurred with this, same process, keep moving around until you get the little, just one arrow, which is the radius. And then if I move that up, like so, and we do that. Okay, so there's the basics of what you'll need to be able to do. So this is 7 in, and then you need to show how far across this is as well. Sorry, I forgot to do that for its position, because it needs an X and a Y. So you have this, click on the center, click on this side, and then that shows that's 28mm in. Okay, delete that, and then okay. So that's the basics. Now with this, I'm not going to go through and do all of them, but you need to basically put in as many dimensions as you can of the front view. Same will go for the top view and the side view. The isometric view, you don't need to put any of the dimensions in, it's just a image of your product. Okay. The last thing that we need to do then is just look down here and just maybe update some of this information. So we'll use a text box, and this was an iPhone. Okay, so this is just a little text box that's been done, and we can click and drag that around wherever we feel that's going to be relevant to, and we might also say who made it. Okay, so Stephen Henderson. Fantastic. Okay, so now we've got basically what we'll need to have for our working drawing. We want to export it. Okay, so when we export it, there's a couple of different ways that we can do it. We can save this as, and we go down to the export option. We can export as a PDF or as an image. So if you want to upload this onto your assignments, you can export this as an image file. So we go image. Now this is where it's a little bit tricky and something a little bit different. When you save this, you need to always go to the option button and you need to put in some dimensions. Okay, this is just one of those little quirky things about Autodesk Inventor. So this is how many pixels are going to be allocated in the X and the Y for my particular product. So if I click OK, and I've saved it as a BMP to keep the quality up, and then save. Okay, so now that they'll be saved, I can upload that into my document, and I can also print this off. Okay, so if I actually wanted to print this off, you can print these off onto larger bits of paper instead of just the small A4, but all your quality will be held within that. Fantastic. Awesome. Well, that concludes the series. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you've learned something along the way.